2B2T's landscape is vast. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of builds have been created on the server. Many are close to spawn, like this small house built from alpha slabs. This house was built within 10,000 blocks from spawn, definitely not the safest place to build if you want your structure to last. Now this structure is built over 50,000 blocks from spawn. It's definitely a lot farther from spawn, but it's still not safe to build here. Why? Well, it's really close to a highway. You can see how my z coordinate is pretty close to 0, while my x coordinate is over 50,000. This is certainly why this place is pretty much completely destroyed. Now here's another build that's somewhat far out. We are a pretty good distance on both axes, but there's still an issue. We're too close to a diagonal highway. Someone probably easily stumbled upon this base. So where should you build your base, and how can you secure it better? Well, let's get into that right now. First of all, distance is key. The farther, the better. Here's a map I made of a Minecraft world, which is 60 million by 60 million in size, going 30 million out in each direction. We don't want to get too out of hand with distance in this example, so I'll shrink this map down to just 1 million out in each direction. These 4 lines going out from the center are the main highways. The other 4 lines going out are the diagonal highways. All 4 main highways go out to the overworld border. Also, keep in mind, when I'm referring to highways, I mean nether highways, as every block you walk in the nether equals 8 blocks you walked in the overworld. This makes walking a lot faster and is the preferred dimension to travel in on 2B2T. The goal is to get really far away from these highways. You can use them to travel to your first coordinate, but once you get far enough to your liking, let's just say for example 467,000 blocks out on the x-axis, you're going to want to go off the highway at least 20,000 blocks. For this example, we'll just say 25,000 blocks out on the z-axis. Assuming that you're traveling in the nether, your nether coordinates will be x 58,375, z 3,125. But wait, we need to get into specifics about how exactly someone should get to these coordinates. How can you get there without leaving a single trace? Well, here's what I suggest you do. Still using the same example from before of 467,000 blocks out on the x-axis, dig down to the nether floor and start walking on the nether floor to your second coordinate. In this case, 25,000 blocks out on the z-axis. Make sure you fill in the hole that you made from the highway so people don't free cam and see where you went. Now once we get to our selected base coordinates in the nether, you'd think we'd just make a portal here and start building in the overworld. Wrong! There's still a lot more we can do to secure our base. First, we need to keep in mind of a mod that many hack clients now have, Chunk Finder. Pretty much what this mod does is it highlights all newly generated chunks for whoever is using the mod. This can be used to follow a path of someone who was wandering in the nether or the overworld. The way you can fool anyone trying to use this is to just walk past where you were originally going to make the portal for a few hundred or 1,000 blocks to make whoever is looking for you think that that spot is actually the base when in reality it's just a dead end for them. Once you generate those chunks, walk back to the coordinates you want to build your base at, build the portal, and go through it. Now we can't leave any trace of you being there, so we need to remove the portal in the nether. The way to do this is to set your bed in the overworld, move all of your items into a chest, except for a diamond pickaxe, and go back into the nether. Once you're there, completely remove the portal and die in lava. Do not use /kill because your items and XP will drop on the ground, leaving an obvious mark of where you are. If you set your bed correctly, you will spawn back in the overworld and you're pretty much done. Now, like I said, the farther you are, the better. If you are making a permanent base, go at least 300,000 blocks from spawn in the overworld. But for more security, I suggest you go way further than that, possibly in the millions. And again, stay far away from the highways, and leave the least amount of traces you can. If you follow these rules, your base shouldn't get found accidentally. Now, keep in mind, this is only one technique. You can go so much farther with this by making even more false trails and other stuff like that. But this seemed to be the easiest method to get a base pretty secure. Anyways, I wish all of you the best of luck out there. After all, 2B2T is a crazy place.